Hey guys, welcome to the very special episode slash whatever you want to call it of ExtraPlay TV. Yeah, I know that's only the second one. Anyway, it's a very special one this time. Of course, here at ExtraPlay we've been covering games for the past couple of years, and you probably already heard some of our little employee side of what known game of the year is, such as the people over at the Tiltcast and so on. But today, I am here to bring you the official ExtraPlay Game of the Years. This is going to be a very special list. Instead of doing the normal routine of best fighting game, best blah blah blah, kind of pointless. Genres are blending. There really no real point to do this anymore, and on the sake of just being decent, we are going to do this just like we have done Filter, which is of course the top 10 gaming of whatever. But this time, of course, it's the top 10 games of Game of the Year. Number 1 being Game of the Year, number 10 being up though. But before we start, I'd like to thank everybody for visiting over the past year. We've been subscribing on Facebook, YouTube, now on Google Plus by the way, and so on. Thank you guys. It would not be possible without you. So how about we get to it with our number 10 Game of the Year. And of course our number 10 is none other than something that a lot of us have been dying for a really long time. An actually good Sonic game. And that's why Sonic Generation is our number 10 Game of the Year. It's back to basic, 2D, with a mix of somewhat what was good about the 3D Sonic, and just overall paradise of a Sonic game. Any of the load time and the glitches was kind of bullshit. But, either way you go, Sonic Generation is number 10. Our number 9 game is, of course, a game that probably a lot of you are familiar with and probably playing it online right about now. And that game is, of course, Gears of War 3. Personally, this is the end to the trilogy, but we all know that won't be the end of the franchise, per se, if any of the DLC haven't proved otherwise. And, you know, for me personally, the story might have dragged in certain areas, but the multiplayer, it was special. The multiplayer was actually fantastic, and how your level went across the board. It just adds so much replayability with the story, co-op, arcade, all the multiplayer stuff, and of course all the fantastic DLC they got running down the line. So that line, Gears of War 3, is our number 9. Here are number 8. Of course, some of you would be fetching this a little farther down the list just because it's us, and we special here on many levels. But, of course, it is Dark Souls. You know, the sequel to legendary difficult game Demon Souls. Dark Souls, of course, a brand new game in the universe of the Kingfield mythos, I guess you could say. The gameplay might not be as difficult as Demon Souls, but that doesn't mean it's not difficult. And this is one of the most rewarding games you can actually play this year. When you accomplish a boss or just a fight in general, you actually feel good about yourself. And when you die, you feel like a total asshole, and yeah, you might need to train just a little bit to actually get through this. But the satisfaction of actually making it through this game and playing a game that is challenging on many levels is such a refreshing thing, especially in a year of gaming being more and more simple. So, that one, Dark Souls, is of course on number 8. And number 7 is of course, once again, another game that a lot of you probably will be expecting a little bit lower, and that game is of course Uncharted 3. Don't get me wrong, Uncharted 3 is a fantastic game, and that's why it's on the list. It just has some downsides, with the story not being nearly as memorable, and some later incident as you get along into the ending parts of the game. But Uncharted 3 is still fantastic across the board, and if you own a PS3, why haven't you owned it? Or at least played it? Or stole it from one of your friends? Oh. Okay, I'm back now after being abused from my staff members. We are, of course, on number 6. And that is another game that kind of came out of the blue that no one was actually expecting to be good this year, just like Sonic. And that game is Mortal Kombat. Or Mortal Kombat 9 more so. Which is, we haven't had a good Mortal Kombat game in many, many years, and thank goodness, thanks to NetherRealm and WB Entertainment, we finally got a decent one. And all it took was going back to 2D, being bloody as fuck, and just enjoying the wackiness of the Mortal Kombat universe. And telling the event 1, 2, 3 also helped. With 3 being personally my favorite. I know I'm in the oddball there, but the multiplayer might not have been the complete solid thing, which may or may not be fit by the time of the recording. I haven't checked in a bit. Don't send me hate mail yet. Wait till number 1 and you can send me hate mail. But Mortal Kombat is hand down one of the best fighting games of this year. And here we are at our number 5, which is of course Batman Arkham City. This is another fantastic game which had lived up to the hype that Arkham Asylum have set in play, and Rocksteady in general have set in play as being a fantastic developer. And I personally can't wait to see what they do next in the Batman game. Or better yet, I want to see them do a Superman game just so we can wash out that bad taste of the N64. But Batman Arkham City, if you're a Batman fan, if you just like games in general, this is a must play for everyone across the board. Our number 4 is of course Zelda. Yeah, not much. Nah, I can say a whole bunch more stuff about Zelda. Of course, Zelda, Skyward Sword, one of the last Wii games, and probably the last Wii game that Nintendo didn't give 2 shits about. And personally, you can tell it in this. The graphics is like one of the best graphics that you can get on the Wii, but I'm not saying too much, but we all understand what's going on with the Wii, so I'll leave it at that. But the graphics is actually fantastic. The story seemed a little more emotional and more attached to the characters in general, giving the character more of a place, and not so much of, I'm gonna go rescue Zelda and not get actual fully flush out story to the end. They want to have a story from the beginning, flushed out, actually believable character for once, and overall it's just a fantastic joy. Too bad motion parts don't work 100% of the time, but hey, I get 90% it better than nothing. Our number 3 game here is of course Portal 2, which is available on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, and if you got it on the PlayStation 3 version, like somebody in it won't, you got a free copy on Steam also, which, honestly, if you have a PS3, fine. Because we all know, any game made by Valve is always better on the PC. That's probably why they were giving it away. Anyway, Portal 2 is the sequel to Portal 1 that not really anyone really wanted a sequel to, with it being such a condensed couple-hour game, and Portal 2 lived up to any possibility that us nerds can imagine. It was funny, the story was consistent from beginning to end, it was more than 2 hours long without dragging its feet. So much in this game actually should be looked at in future, showing how to make games, and just the overall pacing and skill that Valve put in the games. And that one, Portal 2, is our number 3 game. And of course, here we are now at the final 2. But before we get to that, I'm going to let you guys know if you guys have any hate mail you want to send to me, because the last 2 are going to be quite interesting. You can send it to Troy at ExtraPlay.info. You can subscribe to all the videos over on Facebook by clicking the link in the description or on the left side of the website if you're watching this on the side. Well, along with Google Plus and everything else. So subscribe, tell me what you think, come at me with pitchforks. Hopefully they will be on file, just become pitchfork on file is awesome. So, are you guys ready to get your tools of destruction and come for me? Here we are at number 2 of the Game of the Year. And number 2 is Skyrim. Yeah, I know a lot of you are thinking, what could be number one, which we will get to that. But Skyrim is my number two mainly just because I am a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls universe, and Skyrim main storyline didn't exactly do it for me. If you have watched my review, I pointed this out. Well, the story didn't seem as fleshed out, mainly because right when it actually started getting going, it was done. This is just for the main story. None of the side quests here. And in return, you know, Bethesda will probably release DLC later on, which will prolong the story, just like they did the Fallouts. But as it stands right now, the story didn't really mesh with me all that much beyond a certain point, and at a certain point, like all the other Elder Scrolls games, doing the guild storyline is more entertaining, even if they seem to go by extremely fast on now. But then again, that's probably a good thing. But that doesn't mean you're not going to get 300 hours of gameplay out of it. You will. But overall, if you want a single-player game that Skyrim is a game. You cannot get any more hours out of it than what you pay for it. $60 or $190 in my case for a 300 plus hour game, hand down, cannot be beat. But on number one, it of course a little bit special here, and a game that had keep drawing me back every update, every couple of days, pretty much, because it just has such a level of freedom and enjoyment that comes from it being so random. And I think you guys probably kind of figuring out where I'm going with this. And of course, my number one game of the year is Minecraft. Yeah, I know technically it came out 2 years ago, but it was officially released this year, so in return it qualified a game of the year in all eyes. And out of all the games, any over the past 2 years, I have not put as many hours into it than any other game. Minecraft has sucked my life away at so many levels. Might it be watching videos on YouTube, looking at stuff in wikis, playing the game, or just overall discussing it with friends. It just overall has took my life away, and any now I still desire to go back and play it and see that half-ass ending. Yeah, Minecraft got an ending now, by the way, if you don't know. But yeah, Minecraft, honestly, if you haven't played it yet, you're living under a rock. I hate to say it, but it's a pretty big rock. It's probably got a house on it. Yeah, my producer looking at me funny, and I think they're probably getting ready to kick me off the show, so I'm going to go on that note. And of course, you can come over to ExtraPlay.info, let us know what you think, right along with all the other random crap I said earlier. And overall, just have a good time. And if you need me, fuck it up!